What's up guys, welcome to another video. In today's video I have an exciting phone to show you to y'all. I'm going to show you the phone that I promised y'all last week, and if you don't know what I mean, go check out my previous video that I made last week about my channel update, where I told y'all about what was going to happen, you know, camera change, this and that. If you don't know what I mean, go watch that video first if you haven't already, and then get back to this one. Then there's a lot more context to this video and you will understand it a lot better. So, and if you do that, thank you very much. So let's get started. So last week I made a channel update video about that I was getting a Samsung Galaxy S25G from a friend of mine who was maining the phone and was switching. Well, guess what? Guess what's here? My new camera for my YouTube channel is here, which is the Samsung Galaxy S25G, which I have right here. Yes, he did actually give it to me, of course, because, you know, we're friends, we don't scam each other. In-screen fingerprint works fine. Yeah, I traded phones with him. Basically, I traded the Huawei Mate 10 that I made a video about, the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 8, which were free phones that I showed a while ago, which I basically got from my internship where I have, you know, where I work, which is a thrift shop where they also get smartphones and stuff every now and then. Very rarely they get smartphones, but when they do, they always show me because they don't know what to do with it, and they know that I'm, you know, the phone collector. So, yeah. So what I traded for this S25G, 12 gig RAM model, by the way. So this is not a base model. It's a 12 gig RAM model, not an 8. I traded a Huawei Mate 10 with a faulty display with one dead backlight and a half working touchscreen that he's going to restore, and he really liked it. A 64 gigabyte iPhone 8 that works perfectly fine, just needed a factory reset and has a good battery. And a iPhone 11 in yellow with a cracked back, incredibly cracked display, that has a broken display, completely broken. But it did actually work. In the video I couldn't get it to work, but later on when I tried charging it, it did get warm, and when he tried turning it on, it actually started making noises. So the phone does work. The iPhone 11, a little bit of an update on that, it does work. It isn't mine anymore, but it does work, and he will be ordering a new display for that, and he will be restoring those phones. So that's basically what I gave, and what I got back is this. Basically, he has a Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 now, and a OnePlus Nord CE 5G as a backup phone. And he didn't need this thing anymore, so it's mine now. And this is definitely going to become my camera phone, because this thing has an amazing camera still. This may be a 4-year-old phone, but man, this thing takes amazing pics. Just look at that. It's not going to be that visible on camera because this is I'm filming in 1080p 30, but these are really poppy colors, really good pictures, really good detail. Like, this is right up there with my my main phone, which I will be doing a video on in the future. But yeah, really stunning pictures for a 4-year-old flagship. This thing is right up there with my main phone, despite that the processing on my main phone is way different. Samsung really processes the colors as very boosted, and the sharpness is boosted, which is the reason why the photos on cheaper Samsung devices look so crap, because they're really over sharpened. The processing doesn't work so well on those phones, but on this S-series device, gosh, it's excellent. This thing takes amazing pictures. Yeah, just look at it yourself. It's super sharp, has lots of detail, dynamic range is excellent. And yeah, in terms of video capabilities, this thing fixes the main complaint that I had with my Huawei P Smart 2019, which I'm not recording on right now because I'm not doing it anymore. That thing sucks. You have lots of video options, up to 8K 24 frames per second. Really good. And most importantly, the thing that I really, really wanted, like right there, video stabilization. Really something I needed. That was the main complaint with the Huawei, both in terms of me and in terms of my viewers. One comment complained about the video being really shaky, and ever since then I've been looking for a different camera because I totally agree with him. And here it is, the S25G. Now, this thing isn't in the best condition, as you've probably seen. It's really cracked, and it's also in a really ugly color, but that's besides the point. Um, let's focus on that. I am recording on my new phone, so it should look pretty good. Yeah, lots of cracks. Lots of cracks, and there's also a crack in the camera. But despite the cracks in the camera, I've taken many pictures with this thing, and it doesn't have any effect on it. The cracks don't go through the lenses, and there's also some dust behind the ultra wide lens at the top, as you can see. But even that, if I switch to the ultra wide, I mean, let me have a good look at this. You can't see it. You cannot see that there's dust in the camera anywhere. So I don't know how that happens. But all right. So yeah, camera-wise, this thing is great, and this will absolutely become my new camera for YouTube. So my future videos, once I fully set this thing up and everything like that, this will become my video camera for YouTube. And I may put a custom ROM on this at some point, but not right now. There are also a couple cracks in the display. I will put the display brightness up to the max so y'all can properly see that. There's a crack right here, and there's a crack right here. Basically, this thing fell off the stairs, according to him. There's also a crack going down here, but you can barely see it even in real life. Honestly, I don't think this is too badly cracked. Comparing it to my Galaxy S10, which still needs a restoration, I think it's on par with the S10. I cannot show you this, but honestly, I think the display of the S10 is in slightly better shape. And not because it's, less cracked. I think this is just as cracked as the S20, if not a little bit more. But the display of that thing is in better condition because of another reason, which I'll get into. And yeah, don't worry, I will restore the S10 at some point. Absolutely. Burn-in. Yeah, you can see my friend likes brain rot. My friend likes TikTok brain rot a lot. And like me, I absolutely despise that app. But yeah, the plus from TikTok, famous little plus thing, is burnt in. The home icon, the live text is burnt in. The for you in Dutch is burnt in. The search icon is burnt in. I can go into the test menu and show you all a bit better. Hopefully a bit better. Yeah, you can see that. That is not good. It isn't the worst. It is a little distracting at times. It's thankfully not something big, like big text or a big icon. It's simply it's little text. It's little things, thankfully. But the S10 has no burn-in at all. The S10 has absolutely zero burn-in, and the AMOLED looks incredibly healthy, despite the cracks. So yeah, honestly, not too bad. But this phone does need a little bit of fixing. First of all, there's no doubt that it needs a case, and there's also no doubt that it needs new back glass. I am going to order a blue back glass for this phone at some point. Not right now, probably in the coming 2 weeks or something, I might buy a back glass from AliExpress, which also includes new camera glass, which is really, really, really sweet. It won't look right, because the blue version of the S20 has a blue tinted frame. Meanwhile, this is just silvery, like little dark gray silver, a little bit darker than the S10. My S10 was green, and my S10 has completely silver sides, which means it doesn't matter what color of backlash you put on there, it will look great. But on this phone, it will look a little bit mismatched. But I will put a blue backlash on here, because this is just little shards of glass just get out and get onto your fingers, and it is not nice. I will be getting a case for this weekend when I'm with my friend. So that's already going to be fixed. And it also needs a new speaker. Yeah, you can see it's already coming apart. And it also needs a new speaker. I'll let you give it a listen. Just listen to how this sounds. Yeah, that's not right. And it's the bottom speaker. The top speaker is fine. Which it's not doing that right now, but this top speaker is completely fine, which means this doesn't need a earpiece replacement or something. It doesn't need that, but it definitely does need a bottom speaker replacement, which I will do at some point, but it's a very minor thing for me. It doesn't matter that much, although I do a lot of texting on my phone, so I do get voice messages every now and then. Yeah, I don't care that much. I have so many other phones that I can text on with voice messages. I can just grab my main phone, right? So yeah, I will not be doing that anytime soon, but it definitely will happen, because I do want to restore this phone to its, well, not new condition, I'd say, but almost new condition. So it will get a new back glass, and it will get a new speaker, but it will also need something else, which I will also show you after I've changed the resolution back to 1080p and 120 hertz, because that consumes less battery. And on the subject of battery, yeah, this is a 4-year-old phone, and it can't be that bad, right? Well, I've had a Samsung Galaxy S8 for a while, which is not mine anymore, and it's done and it's broken, but it had 66% battery health. And that, to this day, is the absolute champion of lowest battery health phone that I've ever used. Funny thing is, it wasn't even that bad, but it was really, really dying. The number 2 in terms of lowest battery health ever on a phone that I've used was a Galaxy S9 Plus, which I used more than a year ago for a couple months, and it wasn't mine. I don't know if I ever featured it on the channel, but I loved it a lot, but it wasn't my phone, so I gave it back after 2 months. It had 68% battery health, and it was atrocious. I had to charge that thing like 4 times a day to 80% in order to actually get through it. It was really bad. This S20, I'm really sad to say, that is not much better. Oh, well, it says 70% now. That's actually better. Before shooting this video, it said 68. Thankfully, it's 70. It said 68 when I unplugged it at 100%. I did a battery health test on this thing from completely flat to the point where it didn't want to turn on anymore to 100%. I do that with every single phone I get because I find that interesting how much the battery has been abused. 70%. Not great, but it was 68 at first, which is even worse. I will probably do this again on this phone. I normally do it like 2 to sometimes 3 times if I really want to. But since this is completely my phone now, I definitely will do that. But a battery replacement is pretty obvious. It needs that, and it will get that at some point. And I feel like it's better to give that before the back glass gets replaced than after, because now this is still easy to take off. If I replace the back glass before I replace the battery, yeah, that's going to be annoying. Really, really annoying. So yeah, this thing will absolutely get a battery replacement, and I don't even think it's going to take that long before I get a new one, because it absolutely deserves it, because this is a really good phone still. So yeah, that kind of concludes it. My Galaxy S25G, newest S-series phone that I have yet, and will probably be for a long time. I did have an S8, I did have an S9, I have a S10, which I haven't been able to use properly because it needs replacement parts. And, well, yeah, this is basically the newest S-series phone I've ever used. And it's really, really good. It's super, super fast still. I'll do a little camera test, Opera opening, messages, YouTube. All opens incredibly quickly. So yeah, really fast thing still. Really, really love it. Really appreciate my friend giving something this good for me with that trade. Really hope you enjoyed this video. From pretty much now on, unless I tell you in the beginning of the video, my videos will be filmed on this phone. Unless it has microphone issues. But I did test the bottom microphone and it's fine. And I'm going to assume that the top microphone is fine as well. So yeah, microphones are very important as well. So yeah, that basically concludes this video. Really hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did. Leave a dislike if you didn't. If you have any questions about this device, please let me know down in the comments. I really, really appreciate comments and questions, and I will absolutely answer them unless they're genuinely just stupid. But yeah, that concludes this video. Most importantly, have a great day, and see y'all in the next one.